What's the deal, man? Welcome back to the On the Float podcast, where we're going to put it on the float each and every time. I'm Ree.
I'm One Mo.
I'm Black Barbie.
Yeah.
And we about to put it on the
Put it on the
Put it
floor.
on the float. First and foremost, ladies, how y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What's going on?
Oh man, I feel amazing. I
Okay.
really do.
Okay.
Well, I feel sensational. I ain't gotta say
Sensational.
that.
Hey.
Hey. I don't have a complaint.
I love that. I love that. I'm blessed and highly favored. I ain't gonna
Amen.
Okay.
Yes.
What y'all been up to, though? What's going on?
Well, okay, I do have a movie project that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
To be accepted us.
To be approved.
Yes, okay, so it will be streaming soon, y'all. So look out for that. It's called The Carters.
The Carter's coming to y'all soon. for
Okay,
sure.
and
Dope
then
movie.
I have another project that we're gonna start in March. Be the lookout for that.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Love
then
that.
I have I am gonna do a perfume, cologne, and body butter line. Coming out in mid-March. Okay, look out for that. Okay.
Hey, I love a good smell.
okay?
Your shirt say very demure, friend.
Demure,
But
okay.
it's looking like you way more than demure.
Very cutesy. Okay.
I love it.
No, but I love a good smell good. So if you need a little brand ambassador or something.
Okay, I
And
do.
I
I do.
definitely use her body butter, and it is the ish. I will say
Okay,
that. I've been using
yes,
it.
we're gonna have a sample party. I'm gonna have a sample party coming soon for y'all.
Okay, y'all stay tuned. And what's
Okay.
up with you, Miss One Mo?
Yes, One Mo,
Let's see.
the woman of all trades.
Yeah. You know, I fix cars too.
You change tires. Okay, we do it all.
Hey, you sweet. You sweet.
I'm just playing. I do have a premiere coming up next month for my movie called Motor City Waves.
Motor City
Y'all be on the
Waves.
top of that. I'm so excited about that. That is my birthday gift to myself.
Yes.
I got
And
other
let me not make her be all because she directed this film.
You better pop your
Okay, pop your
You better
collar,
pop your
friend.
Hold on, let me.
Okay.
Hold on.
Hey, wrote, directed, all that.
That's
Yes,
fire.
I did.
That's
Edited, you know,
Yeah,
cried a
the
little
whole
bit,
nine.
you know.
Yes.
I done did everything.
That's your baby.
That's my baby. Y'all, that is my baby. This is my first baby. So, yes, it's coming out next month. Be on the lookout for that. I got some other projects that I'm planning on directing and assisting with coming up in the next few months. And then my next project will be done in the summertime. So,
That's what's up, man.
Yes.
I plan on
It's all
staying booked
working,
and
man.
busy. But,
Okay.
But let's
All our
talk about
motion.
who booked and busy right now.
Grind now,
no.
sleep
Hey,
later.
hey,
Okay.
y'all know the motto,
she
man.
don't get no
Y'all
sleep.
know the
Okay,
motto.
she busy.
I'm not
Do
gonna
you hear
lie,
me?
man. I'm blessed and highly favored, like I
Yes.
said, man. I
Thank
can't-
God we got this little session going on. We had to pull this out her
Don't do that.
ass,
Don't
okay?
do that. No, but for real, I really can't complain, man. Opportunities have been coming left and right, and I'm so very grateful for it. 2025, all gas, no brakes, ladies. We about
All
to
gas,
we about
no
to tear it up.
brakes.
We putting it on the floor.
I love
okay?
Putting it on the floor.
All motion.
All
all
motion.
motion.
You hear me?
I love it.
Now, since we did talk a bit about industry, y'all all got your, y'all both got your own films y'all putting out and premiering pretty soon. Do y'all think now in the industry it's becoming more popularity based instead of talent based? Like, I know I've been to auditions where they ask for your Instagram name, you know what I'm saying, and how many followers you have, and maybe now it's not more so just solely focused on the talent. I think it's more like popularity, body shape, or different aspects instead of just talent overall. Do y'all agree with that?
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
Okay.
So have you had experiences where it worked out in your favor?
Yes, I do feel like it have worked out in my favor, but I have got approached, because of a certain way I dress or my look. Oh, you'll be good for this certain type of scene, and when I got a project for you, blah blah blah. Then when they send the project, it's sex scenes and all that stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, I know I look a certain type of way, body type and all that, but that's not what I'm about. You know what I mean? So I do feel like people base that on that. And then for as popularity, like, or many followers, like, I feel like they shouldn't judge of that, because you can make a TikTok video and get all these views. You can do nothing on the video. You know what I mean? But, she got all these followers. Let's pick her. Yeah, so I think that's a thing now. I really do.
What I will say though, just with full transparency, just because I like to see everything from all sides, I do understand that it's a business. You feel me? So when you go, I guess as a filmmaker, and this is something that I can ask y'all since y'all both have films, as a filmmaker, you want to have somebody that's going to promote your film and that's going to bring attention to your film.
That's why they do, yeah.
But in the same aspect, it's like, what about the people who's going to bring you the talent? So do you sacrifice the talent just to get views on the film? You
Well,
know what
me
I'm saying?
personally, being in this business, starting off, I don't want to go by popularity. I want to go who's putting the hard work in. You don't even have to have that many followers, but if you're very talented, I want to use you, and that will show.
So
you
this
know
is-
what I mean?
So this is what I will say about that, because I have been in a position to where, you know, when you start off on a certain level, you can't necessarily see things from every level. So when I came in the industry as an actress and I would go to auditions and stuff like that, I mean, sometimes I would get the roles and sometimes I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like as a director and being in the position that I was in when I did Motor City Waves, it was important for me to be able to not necessarily create the next up and coming person, but give everybody a fair chance.
Yeah, that's what
And
we
so everybody that even came to my casting audition, they got a role. Just off the strength of them coming to my casting.
That's real.
role.
Everybody
And-
don't have that outlook, but that's real for
And
sure.
when I tell y'all they delivered, listen, we had I gave them the script a week before our rehearsals.
Yeah.
We had our rehearsals right here. We did 2 rehearsals before filming went up,
And
before the
everybody
cameras
did
went
their
up.
thing.
And when I tell you everybody was professional, I'm talking about people that never even acted before. When
Yeah.
I tell you they brought their A game, I love to see that because I can say that I was able to put somebody in position to come to me and say,
Yeah, to
"You
show
know,
their talent, yeah.
This is something that I really want to do, and I didn't even think that I was going to be good at it. I was really
Yeah.
nervous. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
And you're able to watch their growth. That's
But
amazing.
at the same time, to be on the flip side too, I made sure I had all elements of my film. I had the eye candy for men, I had the eye candy for women, I had my seasoned actors, and I had my beginning actors.
Right, 'cause at the
and
end of
it
the day,
all
yeah.
meshed well. And I feel like that's why my project will be successful because it all meshed well. Now, as far as like popularity goes, I understand that sometimes people only want to deal with people that they can count on. Because you can't count on everybody. If I'm a filmmaker, especially if I'm working on a time frame.
Yeah.
If I'm working on a time frame, I'm not probably going to trust somebody that I never worked with before. I'm gonna probably go after somebody that I know that's gonna be committed, that's gonna get the job done. We can knock this out, and we on to our next project. I understand that's how some filmmakers operate, but at the same time, you gotta give people a fair chance.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I agree with that. I
And
feel
a lot
like
of
you
these
should
casting calls be rigged.
I was
Yes.
just gonna kind of transition to that. So, when y'all had casting calls, do y'all feel like people use the casting calls more so to just kind
Promote.
of get attention and promote
Marketing.
promotion, or a production, or are they really looking for talent? Because I know sometimes with casting calls, they may have 1,000 people come to audition, but they already filled all the roles except one. So it's like, dang, am I wasting my time coming to this casting call? Or, like, what's your perspective on the casting calls as filmmakers?
So I feel like
and
if you come, okay.
we ain't take our shot. We
Okay.
start our episode with our shot.
We gonna take our
We'll
shot.
put it on the floor. Before we put
Not
it on
a
the
shot,
floor.
y'all.
Yes,
Nah.
we do.
I'm sorry.
I'll take a sip.
A little sip. Say, ladies,
She lying.
sip.
A little
We gonna take
sip.
our sip just to get our
Okay.
episode going.
This is what I will say about that too. I feel as though sometimes people cast for upcoming projects. So you may not fit a description for the project that's going on
the
right
cast
now.
call, yeah.
But if I have your resume, if I have your monologue or whatever in my catalog, I can always come back to you and say, you know what? I could use you now. Because you fit the role perfectly for this. I will hope that most filmmakers think like that. I know a few that do. I don't feel like everybody else does.
Right,
You know,
right.
I feel like some people just stick to their own, and that's okay. But when you do that, you limit yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't. I never want to come off as I'm capping myself in this industry. I'm willing to learn still.
Exactly.
You know, I'm willing to give somebody else an opportunity to learn.
Yes.
And so I just feel like the film industry can really just be limitless. You
Yeah.
know?
So with my vision, and I do have production company Black Magic Films, I want to give everybody a chance. You have all these other companies that stick to who they trust, who they know. That's fine. You know what I mean? But my vision is to give everybody a chance, to give all the upcoming people a chance. Things like that. I don't want to. I mean, you're gonna stick to the people you know and who you're familiar with, who you can trust. But give opportunities, because it's a topic now in Tubi now. You got the same actresses.
I was just gonna say, you
actors,
gotta listen to
and
your
all
viewers.
the movies. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. I'm not being mean, but I'm getting tired.
And that's what I was gonna
I'm
say.
getting
If you
tired of
listen to
seeing
your
the
viewers
same
will tell you that,
people.
like, it's the same people
Every
in the same
movie.
movie.
I don't want to see
But
that.
see,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What I've also heard and been told is kind of like you say, when y'all creating these films, for one, you on a time schedule. This is expensive as the camera rolls. So sometimes when you take that chance on new actresses, it could go well, like in
could
your
go
case
well,
it
and
did,
it cannot.
or it could kind of bite you in the behind. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I do see in certain cases why they stick with certain people, but I do believe that everybody deserves
you
a chance.
gave that
I do
when you
believe.
first. When your favorite, you gave them a chance to first try. What's
Right.
wrong with giving somebody else
I
you don't
agree.
know until you try.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Some directors or companies are not even open to it. Just be open to it. You know what I mean?
Because right now, I got a project that I'm thinking of that I don't want to film right now. It's not a rush for me to film it. But in my mind, I already see the people that I want to play those roles.
Yes, and that's okay. You
And
know
that,
what I mean? When you
so
have a vision.
I understand like both sides. However, I also, in that same project, have new faces. I love bringing new faces and giving people the opportunity to shine. You know what I'm saying? Because those really be the ones that really be like your secret weapon.
Exactly,
in your project.
and we don't know.
You might find a diamond in the rough. You don't even know.
yes.
You know what I'm
Detroit
saying?
is upcoming in this film industry, but we don't know how other people. We all our goal is to make it to Hollywood. You know what I mean?
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, not everybody don't have the same goals.
That's not my goal.
But I mean, I wouldn't say Hollywood in specific, but I definitely want to make it beyond where I am.
Beyond Detroit,
Yeah.
beyond certain aspects.
Yeah.
That's not
so
my goal.
we don't know.
What's your
We
goal?
don't know who's looking. It could be somebody. Okay, somebody looking at the Detroit scene all together, and they like, okay, we got the same talent. You know what I mean? So what's wrong with switching up a little bit?
My very first film that I ever filmed, I actually filmed in Hollywood, California. So my goal is not to make it to Hollywood, because I feel like they do what we're saying. It's a popularity contest. My goal is to create a lane that works for me, and to build a team that's like-minded, and we get it out the mud, and we do the same thing. It's not to fit in. My lane is not to fit in.
To create the
It's
lane.
to create,
yes,
and to allow the creative minds around me to be able to create.
Yeah.
So, what I will say is, I went to an event this past weekend called Call Time. Shout out to Collective Studios.
Yeah.
And what I will say was, it was nothing but just love in the building. It was so many film directors there. Shout out to Moolah Films. Shout out to
Patio
Joe
Productions,
Smith,
Joe
Patio
Smith.
Productions.
Everybody.
It was just so, shout out to
Rocky.
Don. Yes, it was just so many people in the
JDI
building.
Productions.
And when I
you got-
tell you, every time I turned around, somebody was giving me a hug and just wasn't
So
like,
let
"Hey,
me
Mom,
ask you
what's
this,
going
friend.
on?"
Going to that event, what do you think you're gonna get out of it? Do you
Before-
feel like? Okay, go ahead.
Before we talk too in depth about the event, for those who may not be familiar, we can explain what Call Time was. It was an event where basically, kind of like a casting call, but more so like a networking event.
It was
so
networking,
it was for
networking.
actors, directors, film, makers, writers, just everyone as a whole in the industry.
To get a fair chance.
Right, where you was able to come pitch yourself, introduce yourself to all these directors that may be established, they may be just beginning, but you were able to come and kind of promote yourself.
Yes.
Now we can delve into,
And it was just all love. It felt like a family reunion.
it did.
It didn't feel like people were gatekeeping. It didn't feel like people were snooty and had their noses turned up. Like
Yes.
everybody welcomed everybody.
Everybody.
And-
Embracing, yeah.
And so I will say that shout out to Collective Studios because that was a very dope event for them
sure.
to put that
It was.
on for everybody that's in the city of Detroit because right now we creating our own lane.
Yes.
Okay.
Detroit is
We
on
not
the
begging
map,
to be at no
okay?
table. We gonna
No,
make our own
own lane,
table.
and I love that for
Okay,
us.
and it's room for everybody.
No, for
Everybody
real.
can win. It's you know what I mean. It's room for everybody. Don't nobody have to feel like okay, well, they copying me or this stuff like that. It's room for everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Collective Studios. We got different type of studios. We might make a
DRT
studio one
Studios.
day. You know
Yep.
what I mean? It's room. Detroit. I just feel like, and that's another thing. Speaking of that, do y'all think it's gatekeeping in the industry? How do y'all feel about that?
I do think there is a form of gatekeeping. I don't think it should be though, because I feel like if we all were to work together, we could build something so humongous together versus kind of trying to compete with each other. Like there's room for everybody to win. You might win in that lane, I'm gonna win in that lane, you gonna win in that
It's
lane.
room
and we
for
can,
everybody
you know
to
what I'm saying,
win.
collab.
I don't understand why people don't get that concept.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it to you like this, right? This is how I'm gonna put it to you. It's the best way I can put it. When Nicki Minaj first came out, right? She was the only female rapper for a long time running it by herself. 10, 15 years later, now you got all these female rappers now. Mulatto, Sexy Red, Meg Thee Stallion,
Megan Thee
City
Stallion.
Girls,
Yeah,
Sweetie, Doja Cat,
a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of them.
a lot of them, right? Now she working with them. But for a long time, it was just Nicki by herself. So when I translate that to the film industry, you may have somebody, I don't want to mention names, but you may have somebody that may feel like they
They
Nicki
the
Minaj.
first. You know
They
what
the
I mean?
first.
Yeah.
You gotta come
to put
to
it on the
them
map. All this other
and
stuff.
all this stuff because they did it
But
first.
let's-
But I think the
Right.
respect is
You-
gonna be there
got
regardless. We
the
know you
respect,
did.
but
We
But
know
the
you
thing
did.
about it is
Let's welcome.
when you do it first and then you see somebody else doing it behind you,
Oh, it's like they jocking their
it's
style
an
or something?
intimidation thing now.
Oh, intimidation.
Now
they
it's
intimidating,
now it's like,
yeah.
oh, I'm kind of shaking in my boots a little bit because now I got this competition.
But it's like you're
But
thinking,
they don't look at you like competition. They look at they
Yes.
pay homage to you.
You hear me?
Exactly.
Right. That's
They
more
give
so
you
like you
your
paved that
respect.
way. You kind of
Okay,
showed us
thank
how to
you.
do it.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you, first of all, like you say the example, Nicki Minaj. You can't do this forever. You know what I mean? So
And there's only gonna be one Nicki.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You're still gonna be Nicki Minaj. You're still gonna be who you are. We still gonna remember you. So and then even the people that's coming after you are paying homage to you. So why would you feel
threatened by that.
threatened or
Yeah, yeah,
intimidated?
Sometimes people just
Yeah,
do.
you
Sometimes
know.
people just do. Instead of like working collectively and paying you, like they could pay
This
homage
world
to you.
is evolving. It's gonna
But you can
continue to
also
evolve.
sometimes
sure.
people that are seasoned, they don't like to acknowledge newcomers.
And that's the issue.
And then newcomers get, the newcomers be like, well, what's the problem?
Exactly.
You know, like, yeah, we get you did it your way, but we want to do it our way. And sometimes we may have
It's a
dropped
new
what
year.
you
It's a
did,
new time. You know
But
what
we
I'm
gonna
saying?
revamp
Everything
it
is
for
changing.
sure. Right.
Every
Yeah,
year
everything
it's
is
changing.
changing,
Things
for
are
sure.
changing.
So I feel
Okay.
like in this industry, everybody can eat. You don't
Everybody
have to
can
gatekeep.
eat.
In
Let's
every
stop
industry, to be honest, in
gatekeeping.
every
Let's
industry.
stop feeling territorial because everybody can eat. Okay.
This project, the
So-
next project, future projects, everybody can eat. You never know.
Just to kind of go back to y'all productions, do y'all feel like premieres is something that's kind of losing its? Is that a thing of the past, or do y'all think premieres are still essential when it comes to y'all productions?
I think it's still essential, but I think we need to switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
We
It
need
will.
to. I feel like the theater premieres and all that stuff is kind of getting played out.
Okay.
I'm gonna be real, but it's always good to have a premiere. You know what I mean? But I feel like we need to switch up the environment. We need to switch up the, just switch it up a little bit. That's
Yeah,
all.
make some change.
But premieres is important. I
Yeah.
feel like we need that. You know what I mean? I don't want to stop the premiere thing, but I just feel like now in the time we're in now, we just need to switch it up a little bit. That's all.
I feel like it all really boils down to who supports who.
Mm-hmm.
Because premieres wouldn't be a thing of the past if people would come out and support. You have certain people that'll come to this event, but they won't come to that event. I done seen situations to where you could have a key name in your project, but they still won't show up to your premiere.
Your premiere,
Just because
right.
of where you are, or you being new
Or
to
you
the
being
work to
new,
the
they don't want to
industry.
feel
Yeah,
like they gotta show their face, stuff like that.
So for me, when I decided to do my premiere, it wasn't because of that. I just wanted my premiere to be more eventful. So what I have been noticing is like after every premiere, everybody be like, "All right, what we about to do next? Where we going?" So I wanted it to be more eventful
in one setting.
in one setting.
Yeah.
So we don't
okay.
have to leave from here and then travel to here.
We all in one spot.
We all in one
Yeah.
spot. So that's the idea for my premiere. I do think premieres are still essential because
It is very essential.
you
yeah.
deserve your flowers.
No,
Yes.
facts.
You know what I'm saying? You worked hard. You want people to come and support you.
I'm more so thinking like, is the audience still the same at the premieres? Are you still getting the same people coming out, amount of people coming out than it was in
I
the
feel
past?
like
That's
it
more
would,
so
and
where I
then
was
like you
asking.
say, it won't be so played out or this and this and that if everybody would show up for each other.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It won't even feel that way. Every premiere can be banging. Every premiere could be off the hook if everybody would just support each other and show up.
Whether you knew, whether
Because
you
it's a
old,
different project.
you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Today,
You know what I mean?
It may be the same type of feel, but that's put it like this. Because there was a point in time where everybody would go to the movies when a movie dropped. Because the movies used to premiere every Friday. And people would go to the movies every Friday to see that movie. It's the same thing. What it boils down to is people stop supporting people.
Yeah, for sure.
That's it. The
Or
support
people,
of the
people
premiere
that's
is what's
here
lacking.
feel like the newcomers, all right, we gonna leave them where they at. We ain't got to go to,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when it can all be just a collective.
But you
because
want
the newers
somebody
gonna
to
go
show
there.
up to your event.
Exactly.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Exactly.
So I really do think, the premieres is still important. We don't want to get rid of premieres, but,
They're
just,
getting played out because people getting
just
tired of doing
getting
the same
tired.
thing.
Yeah.
People don't want to come. You know what I mean? Stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I guess, so my next question will really be like, let's talk about the scenes placed in these films. Do y'all feel like there's been an increase of sex scenes that may be unnecessary in films now? Ooh, so you
Yes.
gotta sip to that. Let me
You
sip to
have,
that.
you
I'm gonna
have,
let Black Barbie go
Pictures out.
first.
you have some films that is just like too much sex scenes, unnecessary sex scenes. Yes, that's a such thing. But I feel like they going off of what the audience
Might
react
want.
to,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the audience might want. You know what I mean? And let's keep it real. The audience.
Sex sells.
Sex sells, you know what I mean? But it's all about you and what you want your brand to be and what you want to do. No, I feel like too much sex scenes are unnecessary. You
I
know
ain't
what I
gonna
mean? It don't have to be all about that. I honestly hate all the sex scenes in films.
I'm not
I really
gonna lie. I done turned on the movie and like within the first minute of the movie they having sex and I'm like,
Yeah,
damn,
I
wait,
don't wanna watch
who
it
is
after
this
that.
and this? How they?
A big booty bitch.
I gotta know what's going on.
Then you got all
It's
the
a
big
big booty
booties,
bitch.
the big titties,
Yeah, that's the big.
and
Yeah,
all this
yeah,
other stuff
yeah.
they want to portray. Come on now.
This is what I will say
we
about
don't
sex
want-
scenes. To piggyback off what you said, I feel like sex scenes was a way for inexperienced filmmakers to get in there.
Attention, yeah, to get the attention.
So
maybe.
you say they may think that's what we want to watch. It's not necessarily what we want to watch. I feel like it's more so. It's when you know your, this is the point blank period. If you know you got a whack project, you gonna throw that shit in there. If you have a project that's of quality, of substance, a good storyline with a protagonist and an antagonist with a climax, when you understand story writing, you don't need that.
You don't. You really don't.
But when you
Don't.
just out here making movies as a hustle and you don't understand
You gonna do what sells.
it takes,
The whole
it's not about
business
what
of
sells. You're
filmmaking.
gonna do what you think sells.
No, that's what I'm
Because
saying. You're
sex
gonna do what
scenes
you
don't
think sells.
always sell.
Yes.
When most people watch a movie, they want to watch a movie they understand.
Yeah, it's
If
like
all
We
your
can
movie
follow. Yes.
it's all about
understand.
storytelling.
Yes,
That's what
yes.
it's
storytelling.
If you just put
The art
if
of
we
sex
can't
somewhere,
understand
yeah.
what-
It's about the art of
yes.
storytelling. Now, if you got a
Exactly.
sex scene in there, like for example, 50 Shades of Grey. We all know 50 Shades of Grey was nothing about sex, but guess what it had? It had a story setting. It made sense. It was relative to the characters.
You just gotta have good placement.
If you
like,
got a
don't just-
movie that's about a drug dealer and he trying to make it out the hood, how he making it out the hood fucking 10 bitches?
No, but I'm not gonna. But
I just don't understand that. Like,
the reality of that could be him doing that in the midst of that, because
he ain't made it nowhere.
No, we don't want to. If it's a,
I don't
if
want to
it's a
see 15
movie,
scenes and you having
right,
sex.
exactly.
But you gonna
If
have
the
sex as a drug
storyline-
dealer, you got money. You gonna
yes,
have,
if the
you know what I'm
storyline
saying?
about drug digging, he drug dealing, and he trying to come up, we don't need to know about him fucking 10 bitches and him doing all these, doing all this stuff to
I'm
the
gonna
females.
tell
We
y'all
wanna
what it
see
is
what
for
it-
me.
what
This
it
is what it
is.
is for me. When I approach a filmmaker, right, and I notice that's all you have, it comes off to me as real predatorish.
Yes.
You write these scenes in your project so that you can touch on people that you will never get the chance to
But
fuck
that's-
for real in real life. And so you write these scenes into your project, and then if you got a girl that feel like, oh, I want to act, and if this is what it's gonna
But
take,
that's why-
I'm gonna
yeah.
do it.
So
I don't like that.
With that being said, is there a form of manipulation when it comes
Yes,
to
and that's why as far as go ahead when
the
it comes
sex,
to it.
when it comes to the sex scenes being placed in the films, or beginning actors being offered these sex roles, and you trying to get your foot in the door, so you like, dang, okay.
That's what they think, like you say, that's what they think sells. But come on, guys, is that hurting us for real? Let's think about it. Is all these derogatory sex scenes and all that, is that that could potentially be hurting us for real? Like, let's focus on talent, getting these things out there. Sex scene it doesn't take
What
much
I will
talent,
say
you know what I
is,
mean?
Tubi, for one, has stricken their rules. So I appreciate that for them, because it allows people that take this craft seriously, it allows them to get their shine and for them to not be mocked.
Yeah.
Because you do have the people that, for whatever reason, they feel like Tubi be making these movies. But you do have the people that be like, oh, them Tubi movies is terrible. All they do is this and all they do. But it's not that. That's not what it is.
But you know what?
You have
Some of the-
actually good movies out there.
Yeah, you do. I was just gonna say some of the movies that I have been watching lately, we getting better with all the
Because
sex
Tubi
scenes
has
and
stricken
drugs
their rules.
They kinda
and stuff
buckling
like
down.
that.
criteria now-
As we should.
The criteria now has to be there. So if you call yourself being a filmmaker, come with some substance. Come with a
Yes. Come
with
storyline
substance.
that people can grasp
Focus on the talent,
and
not-
understand.
Not how someone looks or you know what
I
I
mean,
mean, like
you
that.
can use that, but don't misuse that. Like if you want to work with a female because she got a nice body and she may fit the particular
Make
role that
her
you
wear
have.
some business attire. Women look good, and they don't have to be naked all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's a whole thing about naked, seeing the ass, and all this other stuff like that. You can look good in a suit and tie.
I'm gonna disagree with you on
and
that.
all
I'm
that
gonna
stuff
disagree
like-
with you on that too, because here's the thing, right? When you a real filmmaker, that shit don't matter. I've seen somebody put somebody with a BBL body in a police outfit, and it's like this woman don't have no type of.
No, I'm not saying. I'm still.
What-
You're gonna stick to the
Yeah, but
talent,
what
but what
I'm
I'm saying,
saying
don't
is-
try to pick these girls with the big booties.
But
just
they
to-
do.
Just to
Just to
show
promote
that.
just to
Just
show
promote
that.
that. That's what I'm saying.
But it's like,
don't
damn,
do that just to promote
she's a
that.
terrible police officer, though. It's like you somebody.
misplaced.
Yes,
she's
she
misplaced.
misplaced.
That's what I'm saying. But you picked her because she had a night, because she was eye candy.
But no,
And
let's
it's
keep
okay
it
to
real. They
have
don't pick the ones with the big ass
For
to be
example,
a
no,
police
because
officer.
In most
They don't.
cases, in most
Halle
cases.
don't.
Berry, right? Halle Berry was eye candy, but Halle Berry was also talent.
Yeah.
And the roles that she played, even though she may have did some risque roles,
You do have-
she
yeah.
also proved herself in other roles.
As far as talent.
And she wasn't boxed in a certain type of category. So it's like, okay, if you do have somebody that you may like, or because they got a BBL,
It's nothing wrong with eye
don't just
candy.
place her in a role. I'm gonna make you
Yeah,
an
no,
FBI
for sure.
agent.
No,
Like,
even
what?
with men, even
She
with the
don't
men,
even-
you know what I'm saying? They go for eye candy for men. Let's not just talk about the women. They go for eye candy for women.
sure.
For men, it's okay to go for eye candy, but pick an eye candy that's eye candy and talent.
Yeah,
That's
for
all.
sure,
That's
for
all
sure.
we saying. Don't just. I'll be out here going, oh, you look good. Okay, here you go.
Yeah.
Do this,
You
do
look
that,
good,
do that.
babe.
No,
That's what-
no.
You look good.
That
Yeah,
kind
You know
of
what I'm
time,
saying?
right.
You gotta still at the same time pick your talent and
No,
get
facts.
a good talent.
That
That's
kinda
all.
tie back to what
because
we
we know
started.
sex sells, we know the look sell like the new guy Mufasa. What's his name? I don't know.
Oh, I don't even know his name. but I know
Pierre,
his
he ain't
name.
my type, but
Pierre, yeah.
Pierre,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? He probably look like eye candy, but he also has talent. It
Yeah.
has to balance. It has to go hand in hand.
Kind of
You
like
know what I
we
mean?
were saying earlier, like with the talent versus things being based upon talent and just popularity and the looks. Like you just gonna get somebody who look good. Like okay, you play this role,
And they
can't
come
act.
on there and can't
They
even
can't
act,
act
can't
worth
do
a
nothing.
lick of
No, that's
nothing.
not good for you. Let's
You know
stop
what I'm
doing
saying?
that.
Make it make sense.
I
I agree.
Oh, perfect example. When on BMF, when they had Young Miami play her role, what she say?
I don't even know. I don't even
I don't
remember.
know. I ain't know.
Anyway,
I don't even remember.
She had like 2 lines, and everybody was just dogging her online because it was just like, what?
And they did that to Dirk too, though. Lil Durk when he was on BMF.
Like what? Like, come on now. Okay, you threw her in there because she got a name.
For one,
But what I will
exactly, she
say,
was popular,
y'all
body, all that.
Y'all made Cash Doll work for her role, and she sold her role
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
for
Shout
sure.
out to Cass.
from
For sure.
beginning to
Shout
the
out to
end.
KD for sure.
Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, you be wanting to. This is my thing. This is all I'm gonna say to wrap this up. If you gonna throw somebody out there with popularity, with a following, with a name behind them, put them somewhere that works for them. Don't
Give
just
them the
Or get them in the
spotlight,
class.
the
Put them in the
shine.
class or something.
Just
Yeah.
put them somewhere that
Yeah,
works for
train
them.
them, so at
Don't
least they
have
deliver.
them playing
Don't
something that
exactly.
they
There
can't
you
sell.
go. Put them in a class. Make sure they deliver.
They can
Don't
sell
just
the
put
just
them
role.
out
like,
there.
just like even Lil Meech, who, you know what I'm saying, carried BMF and was the main character in BMF, obviously. He said that he had to take a multitude of classes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he got that based upon his father, you know what I'm saying, being Big Meech. But he worked to earn his spot
Absolutely.
on that cast. You know what I'm saying? And he
Absolutely.
held
And
his
that's
own.
let's speak like, as you saying that. Okay, so say for instance they like, okay, this is I just like, okay, you have a popular actress or actor, you done seen them, they look good, they do all this, but when you get them, you just say, here's your role, and just expect them. No, put they ass through training too. Put they ass through classes, work on them, let them be bigger and better, let them evolve
Evolve,
and
yep.
stuff like that. Like
When you-
don't just throw them out there because they think it's a popularity contest.
See, here's the thing with
No.
that. You can tell when they do. You can tell when somebody invests into their project and they indulge themselves into a character. You can tell. It's, for example, everybody know Megan Good fine as hell. But guess what? She gonna study her role. She gonna embody that role.
Exactly, and I feel like they be picking, like what I'm just saying, like they will pick like, oh, and it's a lot of, I'm sorry to say this, kiss ass. Oh, and it's just being real.
Like
some
who?
directors just want
Well,
you because
friend.
you popular, because you
Oh,
popular. So
Ooh, wait.
okay, I don't want to say no names, and it's not no names that I have, but just because you popular and I want you to come on my project, oh, I got you, and now your part is good, knowing damn well
They didn't
you ain't
deliver.
no good, you ain't doing, you really mediocre, but oh, just because you
gonna sell a
popular
couple tickets.
and I want to kiss your ass because I need you on my project, it's a lot of that too. Let's
Okay.
talk about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's a popularity
Now-
contest sometimes.
We discussed popularity. We discussed body types and looks. I've seen something, a film that kind of showcased that sometimes actresses are placed in a situation where they give sexual favors to get roles. Do y'all think that's pertinent in, I guess, Detroit in our industry?
I would fucking hope not.
I pray
No,
to
for
God
sure.
not.
For sure.
I would hope not, because baby, it ain't that deep.
It's not.
It ain't never that
It's
deep.
not.
For a
It's
role,
not.
it ain't never that deep.
It's
if
not
the role
never
don't
that
fit you,
deep.
this is what people need to understand. You can't take this to heart because sometimes you just may not fit the role.
Yeah.
You may
That
not
don't
be the
mean
one
you
for
a
that
bad
person.
Certain
actress.
things not for you.
It's
It don't
exactly.
mean your acting was bad. It just means what we are looking for. You
And not at
you
that
didn't
time.
fit
It's
that.
not just not your time.
So for you to have to feel like you gotta sell yourself outside of what you were already doing,
But no, speaking
do
of that,
that. Like,
no,
that's-
that is a thing because you have some men or people in the industry that want that.
Give it up
Look for
for
that.
y'all.
And
No, or
prey on
manipulate
women.
and prey on women who know that they want to be
Yeah.
actresses or they want to be into certain projects. So okay, oh, you want to do this? Well, baby,
All
you
of
gotta
a
do
sudden
this.
now we're
You know what I'm
talking, or
saying?
now
Like,
I'm sleeping with, oh, now you didn't see me before, but now we're talking, now we're supposed to be sleeping together, whatever going on. Oh, now, oh, you can get this role, or you got this role, you got that role, and it's creeps out here in this
I'm gonna say this to
industry.
y'all for the people that feel like, look at me, y'all, all cameras. For the people that feel like
Okay.
you gotta sell your sex to get a role, you're trash.
Don't do it.
Don't
do
do
it.
yeah,
it.
don't do it.
Take an acting class before you give up some.
And if you feel like just because you got
Listen,
oh, let me
no,
say
I'm
this.
serious.
Wait
Let
a
me say
minute.
this.
No,
No,
let me say
no,
this.
let me finish my point. Take an acting class. Invest into yourself.
Facts.
If this is something that you really want to do, stop trying to sell yourself sexually, because all you're gonna do is play yourself.
You shouldn't have to
You're gonna
sacrifice
play
that way.
yourself. Nobody's gonna take you serious.
Yeah.
You're gonna always be doing a scene that you may not even feel comfortable doing. So why even do that to yourself? It's just like
And people,
it's just
and
like
let's-
being a stripper and you giving up ass. You ain't supposed to
Yes.
be giving up ass and you a stripper.
Listen, just speaking on that, okay, say for instance, you might be a stripper. You might got a bad body, and then now all of a sudden the director come to you want to do a sex scene. If you know you got talent, don't settle. Just because I got a body, just because I'm a stripper, that don't mean, player, that I want to be a sex scene in your movie. I have talent. See me as talent. So ladies, carry yourself
That part.
as such.
Carry
You know
yourself
what I
as
mean?
such.
Don't settle. Don't sell yourself.
Let your
don't
work
do not
speak
let
for
your work speak for
itself.
yourself and your talent speak for yourself.
And I ain't gonna lie, y'all
no.
coochie might be trash too, so don't even do
Ooh
it.
wee, ooh
Don't even do it to
wee.
yourself.
Now listen, wait. But there may be individuals who open to that. There are people. Now I'm
Stop.
not trying to frown upon
Stop.
anybody who may be open
Stop
to the
it.
sexy. If that's what you open to,
Stop
do you,
it.
baby.
No, don't
But
do you. Stop it.
Right, because it's no.
Somebody gotta
It's
do
women
it.
out here
Somebody gotta
that
have the
take
sex
pride into that. That's what they
Stop.
want to do.
Stop. Stop doing that shit. Stop. Stop doing it.
But if you're doing it simply just to get your foot in the door, I say absolutely.
Foot in the
not.
door, then you
If
back
you're
out.
comfortable with doing that, do you.
Yes,
I'm not
to get your foot in the door,
nobody.
no. But if this your character,
You don't
and
even
you
have
cool
to do
with
all of
that?
that to get
What
your
if
foot in
she
the
might be
door.
like, okay, I don't want to be.
This is my point.
Who knows?
You don't even have to do all that to get your foot in the door.
That's what I'm saying. If you're trying to get your foot in the door, don't do it.
It's
But
not
if you
that you.
if you
no,
don't
we're
care about,
saying not do that to get your foot in the door.
Right, that's
but
what I
it's
said.
women out here. That's their job. That's what they want to do.
they cool with it or they
Stop
discuss it,
doing
it's cool.
it. It's all I'm saying.
But then, if everybody stopped doing it, then it's no portrayal of a sex scene or any
Yes,
type of
it is.
intimacy
'Cause
in the
guess what?
movie.
What you want to do the next one will.
But that's what somebody
This
has
is what
to
she
do.
wanna
That's what I'm
do.
saying.
Stop. Stop that
She
shit.
said, everybody stop that.
Stop doing it. Stop doing it. Because
Okay.
your talent will speak for itself. And if you feel like you
She
talent,
don't got no talent. She want to do sex scenes.
Then don't. So what you need to be doing is you need.
She don't got her talent, bitch. It is a talent. It is a talent
That's
to
not
do
a
sex
talent.
scenes.
Hey,
That's not a talent.
hey, man.
A crackhead
Hey.
can give somebody some coochie.
Hey, listen.
Don't
No,
do it.
Hey,
it
listen.
is a talent. I have actresses that's in the industry, and it takes to do a real sex scene. You're acting.
Ladies,
No, for
listen
real.
to me. Listen to me.
Alright, kudos
If you
to-
want
kudos
to
to
be
those.
in the film industry, you do not have to use your body to be in the film
This is
industry.
a fact.
No, you're not
But if
getting
you
what we're
offer- if you-
saying.
I get
We're
it.
not
Right,
saying
right,
that.
I'm just trying to teach them that they don't
Somebody
have to
gotta
do
do
that.
it, because I'm not doing it. You're not doing it. She not doing it.
Hey, listen.
Stop.
Find somebody else to do it.
We tired of talentless projects any motherfucking way. We want to see people that can deliver. If your story is about the Joker,
Guess
I want
what?
you to be the
I
best
ain't
Joker
mad at y'all
there is.
because I'm not gonna do the
You
sex.
hear me?
So
Somebody-
you professional
I'm
at
not
doing
frowning
that. Go
upon.
ahead.
Listen, I'm not frowning upon anybody
I
who
am.
does them.
Stop.
But what I like
I
I said,
am.
what I will say, don't do it to get your foot in the door. If you're really talented, you know you're
'Cause
talented, you
to
have
me-
a role, and it happens
Exactly.
to be a sex
That's
scene
the kind
in that role.
What I'm talking
you
about is
do.
doing it off camera. If you're,
Oh, right.
that's what I don't want y'all to do.
Hey.
That's why
I
I said
said
no
stop.
to it. Because doing a sex scene is porno people. That's their job. They're getting paid to do
That
it.
ain't even a
I
sex
can't
scene.
do that.
That's just
Bingo.
sex.
Let's
Off
speak
camera,
on
You know
that.
what I
that's
mean?
just sex.
But if
That's
you're
just sex
sleeping with
scene.
people on the outside of it, behind the scenes to
let's
get
speak on
roles
that.
and do
Let's
roles,
speak
then
on that.
no,
If
by
you
all
feel like
means.
you have to sell sex to get a role, go be a porn star.
That's
Go
true.
sit on the casting couch. They waiting for you. That's your lane. The film
No.
industry is not your lane. If you gotta sell sex to get a role, 9 times out of 10 you playing yourself.
If you
for one.
anytime
sure.
you have to sell anything to do anything, baby, don't do it.
No, for sure. And to kind of tie that up onto with these sex scenes and these people who's placing this or enforcing the sex on the actresses. Do y'all feel like there's times where people in the industry are like hiding their marriages or like trying to secretly prey on somebody with the sex scenes?
Creeps in the industry.
Yeah,
That's
like
what you're
you spoke
saying.
on, like you spoke on earlier. You did speak on creeps. So I'm just saying, like, has there been cases, or do you think there's cases where people are using these opportunities of the sex scenes or the sex favors, however you want to look at it, to kind of get their way into sex, but they're secretly married or secretly, got other stuff going on, like.
This is what I say about that. Me being an actress, I don't give a fuck about you being married. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
No, acting
No,
is acting.
this is all I'm saying. I don't look for your personal resume.
Right.
Right.
Facts.
It's not about your
I look
personal
for
resume
your
at all.
professional resume.
Facts.
Now, you being married, if you want to tell your wife that you're doing these things because of A, B, C, and D, and she's gullible enough to believe that, that's between y'all. As an actress, I'm not looking for that.
Yes,
I'm looking for the role that I auditioned for. Am I gonna get the role? When we filming, let's lock that in. I'm gonna deliver my part, and then I'm going home.
Yes,
That's
as
all
an
I'm looking
actress,
for.
you don't look for
You
personal.
being married,
Yeah.
No, you never
not
should.
being
That's work.
married,
That's work.
I don't care about that, but you do have people that hide that from some people. I feel like if you a married man, you a married man. If you a married woman, you a married woman. Do you have to glorify that in front of everybody? No, you don't.
It's your choice.
That's your
Yeah.
choice.
And your
But
business.
when you are secretive, it shows, and it shows in your character.
It does.
If it comes to a point where I feel like you are compromising your character, and if I get a vibe that you're a creep, I'm not gonna work with you again. That's just
Exactly.
me. I'm just not gonna work with you again because I don't have to. It's so many people doing this. I don't have to work with you. You could be the last person that I think about working
I'm not
with.
doing it. Okay, so we talking about creeps or
Married.
being married,
hiding
being
marriages in the
hiding
industry.
marriages.
Yeah.
Do y'all think it's a thing where, and back in the day, it was a thing like where your persona is what ran your business and what got you paid. So say for instance, you're a big old pop star, but you actually married. Your record companies used to be like, okay, we're not gonna portray that. We're not gonna do that.
We want you
We're
to
gonna
be the
keep that
sex
on the
symbol.
low because
Nah.
you're a sex symbol right now, and your fans want you. Their fans need you. They think you're a single man out here. You don't have a,
So let's
a wife.
keep them
you know what I'm
oblivious
saying?
and let's do
keep
that.
it on the
facade.
low.
Keep that facade going. Keep that
Facade.
image.
Do you
yeah.
think that's still necessary in this time?
No, I don't. I don't think it's
I
necessary.
don't think it's necessary in this
Because-
time.
Now listen, Well, go ahead.
No, go
speak,
ahead.
No, speak your
I
perspective.
don't
Then I'm
know.
gonna
I
go.
can't-
Go ahead.
no,
Go ahead.
I
Go
want
ahead.
you to speak
No,
on what you
I
gonna
was
say.
just gonna say, dang, did I lose my train of thought?
You better had not.
Oh, okay. So I'm big on private. You know, things being private. Now, I don't have to hide that I'm in a relationship, but I also don't have to show you who I'm in a relationship with. Just because I feel like things that's sacred or that I care about, I keep sacred. Things that's, close to me, I keep sacred. You get what I'm saying? So, I understand that aspect, but it's not like you have to portray to be single if you're married just to kind of get more sales. I disagree with that thought process. But I do understand the thought process of being private or keeping your things under wraps a little bit, because the internet gonna eat you up. They gonna tear it up.
I done had people, oh, I didn't know you was in a relationship, or oh, that's my favorite Tubi person. I didn't know they had a wife and all this stuff. And people get involved in all that
messy.
stuff.
I don't like mess.
That's just like
no
it's
mess.
none of your business.
This is what I will say. This is what I will say about that. You have to be strong enough within yourself to not be caught up in the hype. And I'm going to use certain people as an example. Ice Cube. Ice Cube been married to his wife for over 20 years. And a lot of people may not even know that. But you ain't never heard this man be in the tabloids about him cheating on his wife. You ain't never heard this man disrespecting his family. And he done gave us hits, you feel me? From Friday after next, to next Friday, to a plethora of things. So it's really just all about what's important to you. Clout is not important to all celebrities.
And
If you the type of person that chase clout, you will do whatever the followers said.
Yeah, whatever gonna sell. Or
And I
whatever
don't-
But
gonna
if
get
you the
most
type of
attention.
person that has a brand, they follow you no matter whatever that brand
and they
is.
gonna rock with you regardless.
Regardless.
And I feel like, exactly, they're gonna rock with you regardless. I feel like that's, back in the day, okay, that was what works back then. But now, I feel like not even that. You don't have to put all this big old thing like, oh, I'm putting my wife on my page every day, all day. But let's talk about events. My thing, and me personally, I don't have to broadcast who I'm dealing with, doing all that. But you're gonna see, when you see me, you're gonna see that person. And that's just how I am. I don't know about everybody else, but it's a lot of men out here that even, my thing is, it don't matter what I see on your social media, whatever like that. They go to these events alone, not wearing a ring, things like that. So how do y'all feel about that?
Now
And
that. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Reed.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, you got it.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, Reed.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, like, if you feel like you gotta be in a position where you gotta hide your ring, take your ring off, come on now.
That's doing
If you
too much.
married, you married. You know what I'm
That's doing too
saying?
much.
You ain't,
That's
like I
just
said, you
doing
ain't gotta
too much.
showcase
What you taking your
or
ring
put
off
your. You feel me? You don't have to showcase what you got going on. You don't have to post your lover if you decide that's not what
Exactly.
you want to do. But if
Absolutely.
you taking off your ring, what you hiding, gang? Like,
This
what we
ain't even
doing?
got nothing to do with this. A don't have nothing to do with B.
They at events with no rings and
Now that's sneaky.
from the beginning, you
That's
know what I
sneaky.
mean? So like, I'm
Okay, let me ask you this. So if
agree
you
with
was
that.
somebody's wife in the film industry, and they said, and y'all married, and you caught them with their ring off, and they said, oh, you know, I'm getting ready to go to Hugh Hefner event. What you gonna say about that as a wife? Because it's Hugh Hefner. Everybody know who Hugh Hefner is.
You going to Playboy
You know,
Mansion.
you going to one of his
mixed with that
events.
because at the end of the day, your job is your job.
What's his job?
What
at
the
end of
job
day,
gotta do
no.
with ring?
But
What
if
the
it's
job
a private, if it's an event, like when y'all doing shooting music videos, okay, whatever. But if it's an event, if I'm your wife, you better represent me. Period.
Don't disrespect what we got going
Period.
on.
I'm just sorry.
So if I'm going to Hugh Hefner event,
Why do you got to take the ring off? Why do he have to?
If you
I'm
going
gonna
to
ask you the question that you just
I don't
asked.
care what event you going to. If you have your ring on.
Yeah,
That
like
part.
why do you have to take it? I'm confused.
Period.
What we on? Like, do you?
what you want?
Hold yourself accountable. Is you cool? Is you
You
cool?
a cameraman. First of all, you behind the scenes.
Exactly. Why you got your ring on?
That's
no,
what I'm
no.
saying.
I'm sorry. It's first of all, your job is your job, but at the end of the day, this is your life. Your wife is your life.
Right. What you leave
Everything
them
is your life.
cameras?
That's way more important. And if you don't value that, then you shouldn't have got married.
Facts.
Period.
I agree with that.
So
Facts.
when you're out here, when you filming and the camera's on, okay. But when you out here moving around in events, you should either have your wife or have your ring. Period.
Okay, let's talk about rappers for a second.
Ooh, wait. Come on.
Rappers sometimes feel like, oh, you know, I got all these female fans and, you know, whatever, they be on my head or whatever, and sometimes they may not want to hear me talk about you. Is that okay?
You don't gotta
Can you
talk
deal
about
with that?
me. No, I ain't mad
Can
at
you
you
deal
not
with that?
Hey, you ain't
talking
gotta,
about
you
me.
ain't gotta like over.
I'm just sorry. Me as a wife, and we made these vows. I don't want to be silent. I don't want to be
Kidding.
hidden behind the scenes silent. I can't go for that. We are one. When we made them vows, when you put this ring on, all that, we are one. And I'm sorry, I have to be known. You don't have to broadcast me on your page. You don't have to talk about me 24/7. If you choose to, you choose to, no. But everybody in this world, to me, should know you have a wife. In some way, shape, or form.
Okay.
Either you
let
wearing
me
your
ask you
ring
this.
or not.
Because sometimes, for whatever reason, but I have heard this, but sometimes you have women that are more attracted to men simply because they
They're
are
married.
married. So
You
then
do
they
got
really
them
go
ones.
after you because you
You
married.
got them ones.
I ain't worried about that. Okay,
I think-
well.
I mean-
I'm not worried about that.
At the end of the day, when you married to somebody, you know who they are, you know what their goals are, you know what they chasing, you know what's going on. So it's kind of like you aware before you kind of get into them spaces. Now, as a partner, it's your job to not place insecurities on your partner. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
I love that you
Exactly.
said that.
So
I'm
yeah,
a drink. I'm
just
a drink to
leave-
that.
I'm leave it on that.
Exactly.
I ain't
to
even-
that.
Hey, drop the mic. I don't know. I said what I said.
It's just like what's more important. It all boils down to. I don't give a care if it's a multi-million-dollar deal, whatever's on the floor. It all boils down to what you value the most.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's
Yeah,
all
at the end of the day,
it boils down to.
when them cameras go off, when them people ain't around, your wife gonna be the one holding you down.
down,
You know what I'm saying?
Not
there.
even that. I just feel like for any individual to feel like that they gotta sell themselves short to please other people.
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
have
yeah.
a family,
Yeah.
when you have a family and you have stability, that's your priority. These outside people, what you doing a couple of flips and cartwheels for
See,
them, that should not matter.
And I have this have came up a lot of times, not even in this setting, and it's a lot of men that say, okay, well, my wife don't want to be involved. She don't want to be in the spotlight. And we go to events. My wife don't want to come to these events. She don't want to be around.
She
these
might be
events.
embarrassed.
You know what I mean? You do have women
Like
that
I
may
said.
choose that role. You know, that role to go down, like where they don't want to be in the spotlight, where they don't feel like coming to events. You know, things like
They
that.
don't
of
wanna
that
impose
nature.
on that
But I
person's
feel like
success.
don't move like you're not married when you are. That's all.
That's it.
That
That's it.
just boils down to it.
That's
Point
it.
blank
You know what I
period.
mean? And a lot of
Point blank
men, you
period.
know, don't
Be
move like
proud
that.
of your marriage. You, especially as a man, you set the tone for the relationship that you wanted. So be proud in that. And don't let outsiders dictate that. It's the lamest thing that you could do.
That's very lame. Don't
That's
let
the lamest
nobody
thing you could
dictate
do.
your private home because
You hear me?
guess
Once
what?
you
These
go
people
home, gang.
flashing the lights, smiling in your face, doing this. Those aren't. At the end of the day,
It's
you
gonna
gotta
be
go
it's
home.
gonna be thousands of
You know what I
them.
mean? You gotta go home. You have a family, and that to me, I take pride into family.
Facts.
To your loved ones more
Facts.
than anything.
Absolutely.
It will be better for you than any dollar amount, anything like that. So
Absolutely.
let's stop selling ourselves short.
Stop selling yourself short. At what she said. What
And
Black
just
Barbie said.
prioritize what's important.
What's
You know what I'm
important.
saying?
You can
What's
get your
important.
Fans
money
gonna
and go
come, they
home.
gonna go, they gonna come, they gonna go. It is what
Stop
it
being
is.
so
Cause I even
freaking gullible.
you know what I'm saying. You have a busy day. You work hard. This is your job. I'm in this mode. But the best part of your day is when you go home and lay next to that person
And have
or
some
see that
peace,
person,
boy.
and then you have that peace. So take pride in that, guys.
For sure.
Like, don't take that shit for granted.
For sure.
Okay, let's not do that.
I mean, I feel like we done put it on the floor enough. What's up?
We definitely put it on the floor.
We done clocked the
We
team.
done?
We done did
We
everything need to be done for this episode, man. So once again, I'm Reed.
I'm one more.
Black Barbie.
And we done put it on the floor. Until next time, man, stay tuned for the next episode. Make sure y'all liking, subscribing,
And
sharing,
follow us.
all that. Follow us.
And
man.
tune in into other episodes.
Yeah. It's on the floor.